50 self-defense moves that never work. Every year, thousands of people get hurt trying self-defense moves they learned from movies, TikTok, or that one friend who knows martial arts. Starting at number 50 and counting down to the most dangerous self-defense myth that could literally cost you your life, here are the moves that will fail you when you need them most. Number 50, the keys between your fingers. You've seen it everywhere. Hold your keys between your fingers like Wolverine claws for protection. But here's what actually happens. Those keys will slip, rotate, or worse, cut your hand when you punch. Security experts tested this with gel dummies, and 87% of strikes caused more damage to the person holding the keys than the target. Instead, hold one key firmly like you're opening a door and aim for soft targets if absolutely necessary. Number 49, the groin kick guarantee. Everyone thinks a groin kick instantly drops any attacker. Reality check. Adrenaline can block pain for up to 30 seconds in a real confrontation. UFC fights have proven fighters can continue for minutes after taking direct groin shots. Plus, if you miss, which happens 60% of the time under stress, you're now off balance with one leg in the air. A knee strike is faster, more stable, and harder to grab. Number 48, the pressure point magic. That spot on the neck that supposedly knocks people out instantly? Complete Hollywood fiction. Real pressure points require precise angle, exact pressure, and a stationary target. Impossible in a real fight. Police training studies show even trained officers miss pressure points 90% of the time during simulations. You're better off targeting large, obvious areas like the throat or eyes. Number 47, the wrist grab escape spin. Those fancy spinning wrist escapes you see in self-defense classes? They assume your attacker will politely hold still. In reality, a determined attacker will simply grab tighter or use their other hand. Former Navy SEAL instructors recommend the thumb rule instead. Rotate toward the thumb gap and pull straight back while striking with your free hand. Simple beats fancy every time. Number 46, the high kick to the head. Unless you're Jean-Claude Van Damme, forget head height kicks. Statistics show untrained people attempting high kicks fall down 40% of the time. Even trained martial artists avoid high kicks in street fights. Your leg becomes a handle for takedowns, and tight clothing makes it nearly impossible. Kick low. Knees, shins, and ankles are devastating targets that keep you balanced. Number 45, the gun disarm twist. Social media loves showing gun disarms where you twist the weapon away. Here's the terrifying truth. Modern pistols can fire even when grabbed, and the trigger pull happens faster than any disarm technique. FBI data shows compliance has a 94% survival rate versus 23% for resistance during armed robberies. If you must act, explosive movement off the line of fire comes first. Never reach for the weapon initially. Number 44, the hair pull counter. That move where you grab their wrists and duck under to escape a hair pull? Pure fantasy. Real hair pulling involves momentum and multiple grabs. MMA fights demonstrate that once someone has a solid hair grip, they control your head movement completely. The only effective counter is to move with the pull while attacking their eyes or throat. Fighting the pull just helps them. Number 43, the bear hug headbutt. Movies show people escaping bear hugs by throwing their head back for a headbutt. Problem: you're hitting the strongest part of their skull with the weakest part of yours. Concussion studies show the person headbutting backward usually gets hurt worse. Real escape? Drop your weight, create space with your hips, and use elbow strikes or foot stomps. Much more effective and won't knock you out. Number 42, the stomp and twist foot escape. Self-defense classes teach stomping on someone's foot to escape. But modern shoes absorb most impact, and unless you're wearing stilettos, which make fighting impossible anyway, you're not causing real damage. Police trainers found foot stomps only work 15% of the time in real encounters. Better option? Scrape down their shin with your heel. It's more painful and disrupts their balance. Number 41, the two-finger eye poke. The Three Stooges made it famous, but extending two fingers for an eye poke is asking for broken fingers. Human instinct closes eyes faster than you can poke, It's called the corneal reflex and happens in 0.1 seconds. Plus, foreheads and cheekbones deflect finger pokes. Instead, use palm strikes toward the face. Even if you miss the eyes, you're hitting something effective. Number 40, the karate chop to the neck. That classic karate chop to knock someone out. Your hand isn't heavy enough. Biomechanics research shows you need roughly 400 pounds of force to knock someone out with a neck strike, far more than an untrained person can generate with a chop. Professional fighters use hooks and crosses for knockouts because they engage full body weight, save the karate chops for breaking boards. Number 39, the thumb to the throat. While throat strikes work, the thumb jab technique is dangerously imprecise. Your thumb can bend backward or slip, and the small surface area means you'll likely miss under stress. Combat instructors unanimously prefer the web hand strike, the V between your thumb and fingers, which gives you a 3-inch striking surface and protects your thumb from injury. Number 38, the backward elbow without looking. Everyone thinks they can elbow backward like Jason Bourne. Reality, without visual targeting, you hit with 30% less force and miss the target 70% of the time. Krav Maga instructors always teach to look where you strike. Even a quick glance triples your accuracy and power. Blind strikes are movie choreography, not real defense. Number 37, the solar plexus one-hit stop. Yes, the solar plexus is a good target, but it's not an off switch. Boxers take hundreds of body shots and keep fighting. The one-punch knockout to the body is largely myth. Adrenaline and abdominal muscles provide significant protection. Studies show body shots need multiple hits to be effective. Target it, sure, but expect to need follow-up strikes. Number 36, the heel palm to the nose kill shot. The myth that you can drive someone's nose bone into their brain with a palm strike? Anatomically impossible. There's no nose bone, it's cartilage, and the brain is protected by the thick frontal bone. Medical examiners have never documented a single case. However, nose strikes do cause tears, temporary blindness and pain. Just don't expect instant death. Number 35, the grab and squeeze technique. The advice to grab and twist sensitive areas assumes your attacker will freeze in pain. Adrenaline reduces pain sensitivity by up to 70% in violent encounters. Prison fight analyses show attackers often don't even notice groin grabs until after the fight. Plus, getting that close puts you in grappling range. Strike and move is always better than grab and hold. Number 34, the clothing choke counter. Those demonstrations where someone escapes a front choke by raising their arms and spinning only works if the attacker has the grip strength of a toddler. Real chokes involve body weight and leverage. Stress tests show the arm raise escape fails 80% of the time against determined attackers. Effective counter. Attack the eyes while tucking your chin and creating space with your hands. Number 33, the jump back from a knife. Just jump backward if someone pulls a knife. Except humans can lunge faster than you can retreat. Biomechanics studies show attackers can cover 21 feet in 1.5 seconds. Jumping backward also puts you off balance and unable to defend. Reality, lateral movement while creating barriers, chairs, bags, anything, gives you better survival odds than straight-line retreat. Number 32, the scream and run strategy. While making noise can help, the just scream and run advice ignores reality. Predators often choose isolated locations where screaming won't bring help. Studies show only 38% of bystanders respond to screams thinking it's not their business. Better strategy, yell specific commands like fire or call 911. While defending yourself, specific requests get 70% more response. Number 31, the phone is a weapon. Your smartphone isn't a brick. It's mostly glass and aluminum designed to be light. Impact tests show phones typically shatter on first strike, potentially cutting your hand. The metal edges can lacerate, but won't stop an attacker. If you must use it, target soft areas like the throat, but know it's a one-shot deal. Your keys or a pen are actually better improvised weapons. Number 30, the adrenaline strength myth. You'll be stronger when attacked. Partially true, but misleading. While adrenaline provides a 15-20% strength boost, it also reduces fine motor skills by up to 70%. Complex techniques become impossible. Special forces training shows gross motor movements, pushing, striking, improve, but anything requiring precision fails. This is why simple techniques beat complex ones in real situations. Number 29, the ground fighting advantage. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is amazing. In the gym, on concrete with multiple attackers, it's suicide. Police reports show 73% of assaults involve multiple attackers, and going to the ground increases injury risk by 300%. Plus, weapons change everything. Ground fighting has its place, but the street isn't a mat, and there's no referee to stop head kicks from the attacker's friends. Number 28, the wrist control myth. The Aikido demonstrations show controlling attackers by their wrists. Physics says otherwise. The wrist has limited pain compliance, and a 200-pound attacker can simply power through wrist locks with gross motor movements. Police departments have largely abandoned wrist controls for this reason. Joint locks require perfect positioning, timing, and a compliant partner, none of which exist in real violence. Number 27, the defensive stance telegram. Taking a fighting stance often escalates situations that could be de-escalated. Psychological studies show aggressive body language increases violence probability by 60%. Worse, obvious stances telegraph your training, letting attackers adjust their strategy. Professional bodyguards use the interview stance, bladed body, hands up naturally, which provides defense without escalation. Number 26. The circle away strategy. Circle to their weak side. Assumes your attacker will stand still like a video game character. Real attacks involve constant movement and adjustment. Footwork studies show untrained people trying to circle usually trip or corner themselves. Linear angles, 45-degree steps forward or back, provide better mobility and escape routes than trying to be Muhammad Ali. Number 25, the weapon retention fantasy. If someone's taking your weapon, letting go might save your life. Retention shooting courses show civilians trying to retain weapons get shot 65% more often than those who release and create distance. Your ego isn't worth dying for. Military training emphasizes weapons are tools, not treasures. Let it go, survive, and report it later. Number 24, the environmental weapon search. Use your environment sounds smart until you're fumbling for objects while being attacked. Stress vision reduces peripheral vision by up to 70%, making weapon scanning nearly impossible. Tests show people miss obvious weapons, chairs, bottles directly in front of them during stress. Better strategy. Know your environment before trouble starts, not during. Number 23, the de-escalation always works belief. While de-escalation is valuable, some attackers can't be talked down. Psychiatric studies identify affective violence, emotional, impulsive attacks, as 40% of assaults. These attackers aren't thinking rationally. Recognizing when de-escalation won't work, dilated pupils, erratic movement, not responding to words, is as important as knowing how to de-escalate. Number 22, the pain compliance dependency. Police academies used to teach pain compliance until they realized drugs, alcohol, mental illness, and adrenaline can make people immune to pain. Studies found PCP users literally don't feel broken bones. Techniques depending solely on pain, pressure points, joint locks, fail catastrophically against altered attackers. Structural damage and unconsciousness are the only reliable stops. Number 21, the multiple attacker matrix moves. Fighting multiple attackers like Neo in the Matrix. Pure fantasy. Military combatives data shows even trained fighters' success rates drop 80% against 2 attackers, 95% against 3. The only viable strategy is to create an exit path and escape. Anyone teaching you to stack attackers or fight groups is selling dangerous delusions. Number 20, the martial arts black belt invincibility. Shocking truth, most black belts have never been in real fights. Dojo training involves rules, safety, and cooperation. Street violence has none. Studies of assaults on martial artists show traditional training without stress inoculation fails 70% of the time. The difference between sport fighting and survival is like comparing chess to war. Belts don't stop bullets or knives. Number 19. The women's self-defense class paradox. This is controversial but vital. Most women's self-defense courses teach techniques that require more strength than advertised. When tested against resisting partners, small-frame defenders succeeded with taught techniques only 20% of the time. Effective women's defense focuses on awareness, escape, and techniques using mechanical advantage, not trying to outmuscle larger attackers. Number 18, the knife defense success rate. Here's what knife defense instructors won't tell you. In police and military testing, trained personnel get cut 85% of the time in knife encounters, even when they win. Untrained civilians, nearly 100% injury rate. The only reliable knife defense is distance and barriers. Anyone teaching elaborate disarms, without mentioning this reality, is dangerously irresponsible. Number 17, the awareness prevents everything myth. Just be aware ignores predator tactics. Criminals use ambush, distraction, and social engineering. You can't maintain 100% awareness indefinitely. It's called vigilance fatigue. Studies show even trained security drops awareness after 20 minutes. True safety combines reasonable awareness with good positioning, avoidance strategies, and emergency response skills, not paranoid hypervigilance. Number 16, the legal aftermath ignorance. Successfully defending yourself is just the beginning. Legal fees average $50,000, $100,000 for self-defense cases. You'll miss work for court, possibly lose your job, face civil suits, and deal with PTSD. Even justified defense can ruin your life financially and emotionally. Real self-defense training must include aftermath reality, not just the physical encounter. Number 15, the fitness equals fighting ability. That muscular gym bro might gas out in 30 seconds of real fighting. Combat sports research shows technique and experience beat raw strength 80% of the time. Worse, visible fitness makes you a target for weapons. Weak-looking people get robbed. Strong-looking people get shot or stabbed. Real predators avoid fair fights. Number 14, the verbal judo overconfidence. De-escalation training gives false confidence. Verbal techniques assume rational actors, but 40% of violent criminals have antisocial personality disorder. They enjoy violence. Your clever words might actually trigger them. Verbal skills are tools, not magic spells. Sometimes the best verbal judo is silence, while positioning for escape or defense. Number 13, the home invasion hero complex. They'll protect my family sounds noble until you realize home invaders usually work in groups, know the layout better than you think, and strike when you're most vulnerable. FBI data shows homeowners who confront invaders get injured 60% of the time. Better strategy, secure safe room, call police, and only fight if they come to you. Property isn't worth dying for. Number 12, the concealed carry cure-all. Carrying a gun doesn't make you safe. It makes you responsible for deadly force. Studies show concealed carriers are successfully disarmed 20% of the time in close encounters. Worse, stress shooting accuracy drops to 18% for trained police. Imagine untrained civilians. Guns are tools requiring constant training, not magical talismans of safety. Number 11, the bystander intervention hope. Expecting help from strangers? The bystander effect is real. The more witnesses, the less likely anyone helps. Video analysis of public attacks shows intervention rates under 10%. Worse, Good Samaritans often make situations worse or become victims themselves. Plan your defense assuming you're alone, because you probably are. Number 10, the one-size-fits-all system. The most lucrative lie in self-defense. One system works for everyone. A 100-pound person needs completely different tactics than a 200-pound person. Age, fitness, disabilities, and environment all matter. Cookie-cutter programs that ignore individual limitations get people killed. Effective defense must be personalized, not productized. Beware anyone selling the ultimate system. Number 9, the stress inoculation impossibility. You cannot replicate real violence stress in training. Your heart rate won't hit 200 BPM in class. You won't experience tunnel vision, auditory exclusion, or time dilation from sparring. Military studies show even combat veterans face new stress each encounter. The gap between training and reality is larger than any instructor admits. Humility saves lives. Overconfidence kills. Number 8, the predator profiling prejudice. Think you can spot dangerous people? Wrong. Serial killer Ted Bundy was charming. BTK was a church leader. Predators succeed by appearing normal. Profiling by appearance, clothing, race, demeanor fails catastrophically. The nice guy asking for help might be setting you up. The scary-looking person might save your life. True threats hide in plain sight. Number 7, the weapon disarm death wish. The grand lie: you can reliably disarm armed attackers. Special forces with thousands of hours training still prefer compliance or distance over disarms. Your weekend seminar certificate means nothing. Attempting disarms turns robberies into murders. Statistics are brutal. Unarmed versus armed encounters have 90% plus fatality rates when resistance is attempted. Your ego isn't bulletproof. Number 6, the fighting fair fallacy. There are no rules in real violence. While you're worried about dirty fighting, attackers use weapons, friends, and ambush. Honor gets you hospitalized. Survey of violent criminals shows 100% support using unfair advantages. If you're not willing to bite, gouge, and destroy, you're not ready for real violence. Fair fights are for sports, not survival. Number 5, the escape is always possible dream. Sometimes you can't run. Enclosed spaces, injuries, protecting others, or multiple attackers can trap you. The just escape mantra ignores reality. When escape isn't possible, you need combat skills. Teaching only escape leaves people helpless when cornered. Survival sometimes requires fighting your way to an exit, not just looking for one. Number 4, the training trumps instinct myth. Your lizard brain doesn't care about your training. Under extreme stress, instinct overrides everything. You'll forget complex moves and revert to primal responses: pushing, grabbing, wild swinging. Evolution hardwired these responses over millions of years. Your 6-month self-defense course won't override them. Effective training works with instincts, not against them. Number 3, the good victim survival strategy. Just comply and you'll be fine. Except when you won't. FBI statistics show compliance doesn't guarantee survival. Some predators kill witnesses. Some enjoy violence regardless of cooperation. Compliance is a tactical choice, not a guarantee. Teaching only compliance creates victims who can't recognize when fighting becomes necessary for survival. Sometimes resistance is the only option. Number 2, the mental preparation adequacy. You think you're ready for violence until it happens. Nothing prepares you for the sound of breaking bones, the smell of blood, or the primal fear. Veterans describe first combat as completely different from training. Your mind might freeze, regardless of preparation. The myth that mental readiness equals physical capability gets people killed. Humility and realistic expectations save lives. Number 1, the survival guarantee lie. The ultimate myth that could cost everything. Any self-defense system guaranteeing survival. There are no guarantees in violence. Expert martial artists die in street fights. Armed professionals get killed. Sometimes you do everything right and still lose. The best training only improves odds. It doesn't ensure outcomes. Anyone promising otherwise is selling false hope that breeds dangerous overconfidence. Real self-defense accepts this harsh reality. Sometimes violence finds you, and sometimes violence wins. Your goal isn't invincibility. It's improving your chances while avoiding situations where you need these skills. The most effective self-defense technique? The lifestyle choices that keep you out of violent situations entirely. These aren't comfortable truths. But comfortable lies get people killed. Real self-defense starts with abandoning Hollywood fantasies and Instagram techniques. Share this with someone you care about. It might save their life. And remember, the best fight is the one that never happens. Stay safe out there.